Good morning once again, and welcome to another day of our Radiant Word Devo here on this Wednesday morning. I'm Pastor Dustin, coming to you today from the book of Exodus, where we are in chapter 36 in our Radiant Word reading plan. And I love these couple chapters here in Exodus, and I want to backtrack just a little bit, because even though we're in 36, just the paragraph before that in chapter 35 talks about this guy named Bezalel, and another guy that joins him in chapter 36, Aholiab. And I want to read just a little snippet here at the end of chapter 35, where it's talking about Bezalel. And it says, "See, God has selected Bezalel, son of Uri, son of Hur of the tribe of Judah. He's filled him with the Spirit of God, with skill, ability, and know-how for making all sorts of things, to design and work in gold, silver, and bronze, to carve stones and set them, to carve wood, working in every kind of skilled craft." And I love how it talks about God has filled him with His Spirit. He's filled with the Spirit of God, with skill and know how to do all these kinds of crafts and all these things with his hands. And so often, I think we often think that, people that are filled with God's Spirit are filled to maybe be preachers or to be in some kind of vocational ministry. And here in Exodus, we see a beautiful picture of how God has filled this man and these guys with His Spirit in order to design things, to craft things, to build things, and to be artisans that could shape His temple into a beautiful work of art and a place that His glory will dwell. And then it continues in through 36 and talks about these guys and how they're gathering all the things together. And Moses, commissions them to do this stuff that God's laid out for His tabernacle. And another cool thing that jumped out at me in chapter 36 is not only are these guys doing it and teaching others how to build this amazing temple, tabernacle tent thing here in the wilderness, but we also see just a beautiful spirit of generosity here with the Israelite people. So God tells Moses how He wants His temple to be, how His tabernacle needs to be. And so Moses lays this out, and he says to all the people, we need a bunch of gold, we need a bunch of linen and fine silver and all these things to make this happen. And the people right away, they go and they gather what they have and they start bringing it morning after morning after morning, until it gets to the point in chapter 36 we see where the guys that are working with it come to Moses and they say, in verses 5, the people are bringing more than enough for doing this work that God has commanded us to do. And what a great problem to have when you have a job to do, when we have a church to build and you have more than enough resources to make it happen. And I know, in God's economy, He always has enough. He has more than enough to do what He's commissioned us to do. And so I was even thinking about our North Campus build as we're looking at this next phase in our North Campus and expanding that so we can accommodate more people to worship God. And in this season where everything's restricted and kind of locked down, it seems a little weird and a little strange to be talking about building and expanding. But that's something that God has placed in the hearts of our lead pastors, Todd and Kelly. And I know just because the pandemic, that didn't stop the vision that God has for Radiant Church. And I just thought about, man, what a cool thing it would be if we got to the point where our people are just filled with such a spirit of generosity here at Radiant, that we bring more and more offerings in to help see this vision fulfilled and see God's temple built, His tabernacle, His place of worship here at Radiant Church in Colorado Springs. So much so that we have to say, whoa, we have plenty, we have enough, please stop. I mean, what a crazy good problem that would be. And so I just want to encourage you, God has everything in control, and He's gifted you no matter what vocation you're in. He can fill you with His Spirit to do things to the best of your ability. And I believe as people of God, we should go into the workplace and people should see something different, even in our work, not just in our attitudes and in our spirits, but in our work, the things we do, that we're hard workers, that we're dedicated, that we're doing things that are inspired by God's Spirit. No matter what area of work you're in, you can have God lead you and to do things that only He can do through you, that you couldn't do in yourself in your own power. And I believe that's going to be a light that shines to your employers, to people that you work with, and we can be a light that shines in the darkness even through the work that we do with our hands. So God bless you all. Have a great Wednesday, and we look forward to seeing you again this weekend at all of our campuses, live, in person, and as well as online. So have a great day.